Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. Hello, my name is Zion. I am the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the Book of Zion. And I found contained within it a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to undertake. So I did. And as the last thing on my to-do list, I was required to publish peace, which is what I've been doing for the last year here on YouTube and social media. And I've been doing so not only by doing programming like Drug Is Lives Matter and the Prophetic News, but I've also been reading to you from the unpublished, so to say, texts of the two manuscripts that I have written. And today I'm reading to you from the 29th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible. Now, it does not contain anything from the Book of Zion, because we finished the Book of Zion a couple of chapters ago. This chapter is called Judgment, and up until now, we have been comparing my morality to the morality of Donald J. Trump, who is the basis of men put into power to be the example of what not to be, as you will see in this reading. So, I'm going to take up where I left off last time. It goes like this. Now, morality is subjective. However, we do live in a society that does have morals that we can all agree on. They're called laws. And Trump has been charged with violating or breaking these laws 3,500 times, civilly. He has been found guilty 38 times. So he isn't moral, not by American standards. Now, I, on the other hand, spent 2 years in prison, standing up for what I believe in. I disagree with many social morals, but I have my own higher set of morals that I follow. I am a very moral person. Even the local cops know that. You may think that I'm crazy, but you can't say that I have no morals. My entire life is devoted to proving to higher powers that I am moral enough to justify saving humanity. So I can say that I am a moral person. So, suffice it to say that Trump is a weed. He thinks that he is God's gift to America, but in reality, he's an example of what kind of person you should not be. At his worst, he's a threat to life everywhere. But in reality, he's just a lost soul who has no light in him. He is ego. He is crude. He is rude. And in Zionite, he's socially unacceptable. And he is representative of this society and its males in particular. Judgment is his fate and society's fate. Like Trump, this society thinks that it does no wrong. This society, like Trump, lies about everything. It colors the truth with every lie, with ego and with a sense of right. This society also knows that it does great evil, and it does not care. This society gets its power from money. It bases its morality on money. And like Trump, money will be its downfall. All we have to do to destroy this society is to stop buying crap. Money is only good for the economy if you spend it. The economy tanks when people stop spending. That's what causes a recession. People stop spending their money. So that tells you just how fragile our society really is. We can cause great harm to it simply by not doing anything. Money is based on the sin of greed. Wealth is the free exercise of the sin of greed. So this society is based on the sin of greed. In the Christian prophecy, the condemned souls have the mark of the beast in their forehead and in their hands. Credit cards fit that bill. The card is in your hand, but you have to remember the pin in your head. The mark of the beast. Money. Now, where religion is concerned, it is every person chooses their own faith. All religions lead to God, but only those who live their faith will be welcome in Zion. In Zion, all gods are real. Each name has a god attached to it, but those names passed with the generations, because the gray are just as mortal as we are, but they do have longer lifetimes. So no matter what name you use for God, you're good in Zion. You're good to go to Zion if you live your faith. And if you are willing to accept the name Ishi for current use. Ishi is the name given to my friend, the baby daddy of my daughter Rihanna, and who is my mentor. The first gray to have a true one-on-one relationship with a human. I gave him that name, remember? So religion doesn't have to exclude you from going to Zion. You only have to accept the reality of the gray. However, if you don't actually live by your faith, if you profess, then you are judged as a hypocrite. If you go to church on Sunday, get all dressed up to do so, and you go there to church to be seen to believe in God, then you won't be going to Zion. Not based on your religion, anyway. That would require that you do as your God and or Savior did. It's not what you believe. It's how you practice your faith. If you don't follow the laws of your faith, you have no true faith at all, and no place in Zion. Unless you're an atheist, of course. You're welcome then, too. The true test for judgment is morality. Humanity doesn't practice its own morality. It creates laws of morality, like the Constitution. And then they make other laws that violate the moral code, like the laws pertaining to the war on drugs. They say one thing and do the opposite. This society does not practice what it preaches. So just as predicted, this is a hypocritical society that doesn't follow its own moral codes. But let's not take my word for it. Let's let the wisdom of Solomon instruct us. Proverbs is a lesson on morality. So let's see how society itself fares against Solomon. Proverbs 1:8. Solomon tells us to hear the instructions of the father and forsake not the law of thy mother. The gray are father or God. This society doesn't even acknowledge that they exist. Their gods are idols or money or simply their own ego. True gods are called UFOs, aliens, or gray. These are the true form of God on earth. And to worship other gods is to ignore God's own words. This is also a reference to telepathy, to hear God's instructions. Only a telepath can hear another telepath. So, to hear God, you have to be like God, a telepath. We are being instructed to seek God's inner voice. Zionites do so through THC-induced telepathy. Now, the earth itself, the mother, has laws that must be kept in order to maintain balance of life here on earth. We must learn and observe these laws. That law is, to sum it up, all things are equal. Each living being is vital and necessary. Life keeps itself in balance. Disrupt that balance, and it will collapse. The web of life is intricate. All things are connected. Take away pieces, and again, it will eventually collapse. The law of balance of nature is immutable. It cannot be broken without consequence. But we broke that law. Pollution, greed, overpopulation, war, the destruction of habitats, the extinction of species, all have led to global warming. When we disrupted the balance of nature, our mother's laws, we crossed a line that cannot be backtracked. Society does not get a do-over. We broke the law of the mother. Proverbs 1:11-14. If they say, "Come with us," let us lay wait for blood. Let us seek privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as in the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substances. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot with us. Let us all be of one purse. This is the very essence of the war on drugs. To seek out and hunt down innocent people, to steal from them their possessions, their precious substances. Substance is a very unique way of putting this. A substance is matter with a very specific property. So Solomon is saying that this evil action involves a very specific form of matter, like a drug or a plant. The war on drugs targets a particular people who use the particular substance, which is the object of the war. This violates the Solomon proverb. Solomon's judgment of the war on drugs and this society, Proverbs 1:16. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Society is guilty. They seek blood. They slay the innocent and rob the poor. They imprison the just. They do all of this and justify it by laws that violate not only Solomon's wisdom, but also the constitution of the nation that instituted the injustice. Society makes and breaks laws at will in pursuit of wealth and power, and that will be their downfall. Proverbs 3:3. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Mercy means to forgive. Society is not merciful. How can you be merciful and let people live in boxes under bridges? Where is the mercy in that? And where is truth? Our former president tells lies about everything, every time he speaks, unless he's keeping to a script. And he speaks for society. As the ex-president, he was a leader and therefore the moral compass of this country. And as the superpower of this planet, he pretty much set the social standard. It's truth. Whoops, that's where we're going to have to stop for the day. So I'll take up with truth next time. May the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. Wrote 2 books about it. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the prophet foretold in the 54th chapter of the book of Isaiah, and I have come to set my people free, and to create a new nation called Zion. Come, go camping with me. I never say goodbye. I love you way too much for that, so I'm going to say later now.